Karen Jones is one of the more colorful and underexplored members of the Linde gang. She's introduced as a consummate scam artist, bold, sharp-witted, and always ready for the outlaw life. Her skill set isn't just limited to pickpocketing, she's also a capable gunwoman, and she plays a real part in the gang's more daring operations. From early on, she shows a flair for acting and deception. For instance, she once disguised herself as a nun to help the gang rob a bank, cleverly hiding weapons under her clothes during the heist. Personality-wise, Karen is not just tough, she's complex. She loves the freedom that comes with being an outlaw, but she also carries vulnerability. She drinks heavily, and over time her alcoholism becomes more than just a character quirk. She's not afraid to speak her mind, especially toward the women in camp, or the more rigid gang members like Susan Grimshaw. Her boldness and drinking often mask deeper pain, particularly after she loses people she cares about. One significant relationship in Karen's life is with Sean McGuire. They have a brief romance, but when Sean dies, Karen's grief appears to spiral her further into alcohol. That loss seems to be a turning point for her. Without Sean, she loses more than just a lover. She loses a stabilizing presence, and her dependence on booze intensifies. Her increasingly aggressive, bitter behavior is noted by other gang members, especially later in the story when the gang is fracturing. In terms of her contributions, Karen is more than just a character. She's one of the few women trusted to stand guard. She does camp duty alongside men. She also helps plan robberies. She's part of the Valentine Bank heist, where she either poses as a lost girl or a drunk to play into her role, pulling a gun on unsuspecting people to give the others cover. Her acting and conning skills are genuinely valuable to the gang's operations, and she's shown to be audacious rather than just reckless. As the gang breaks down and things go badly, Karen's drinking becomes a real problem. By the time the gang is nearing its collapse, she's described as bitter and hostile, often drunk and lashing out at others. Her downward spiral seems tied not just to the violence around her, but to her own grief and disillusionment. In Chapter 6, she leaves the gang along with Mary Beth, Tilly, and others, stepping away from the chaos. What happens to Karen afterward? That's where things get murky. Her fate is never definitively shown in the game. There's no cutscene or mission that wraps up her story. According to Tilly, by the epilogue, the prevailing theory is that Karen drank herself to death. Many fans take this as bittersweet. She disappears from the public eye, her life ending quietly yet tragically. Some sources even suggest she might have died between 1899 and 1907. That lack of closure makes her character all the more poignant. She doesn't get a grand farewell or a heroic exit, but rather a personal tragedy that feels deeply human. Part of what makes Karen Jones such a compelling character is that she doesn't fit neatly into archetypes.